Alright guys, welcome back to our Let's Play of Shogun 2 Total War Part 3. Last we left off, we had successfully taken care of the Odo rebels, and now we are going to be focusing our attention on that Tokugawa army that is to our south right there. So, as you can see, we've also got a mission issued, and they would like us to focus on the Masters of Sojutsu on the Way of the Spear. And as our reward, we would get some more Yari Ashigaru as part of that. So as you can see to the south, here is this pretty massive Tokugawa army. And as you can see, they brought their general and both their daimyo. Now, this is pretty good for us, because if we can take care of their daimyo, then we can easily cripple the Tokugawa army. Because without their leader, they'll pretty much be in disarray. So I'm debating if we should do the same thing and meet them head on with both our generals. But I think we should be able to take them pretty well with just our current force right now. But we might need to recruit some extra men just in case. We don't know how this will play out. So we're going to head to the recruitment tab. We're going to get one more Yari Ashigaru and one more Bo Ashigaru. Just in case, because if this thing goes south, we want to be sure that we can defend our capital. So we'll take these extra guys, put them out in our main army, so that way we have enough men, and then first off, we'll save our game, because the least we want is to have a very difficult time ahead of us. Now I won't in-game, if anything goes wrong, I will not load from the save. I'm just keeping the save there for statistical purposes, in case something goes wrong in the video recording and I need to redo it. So as you can see, we have a slight battle advantage here because we do have more troops. But they had the advantage of 2 more cavalry, so that might make a difference, but we will engage them on the battlefield and hopefully be able to take the advantage away from them. So we have Takayama Yori versus Tokugawa Hirotada. And as you can see on his screen, it looks like they have a hilly area right there to their right, and I have a feeling that's where they're going to amass their forces at, and that's going to be very problematic for us if they do. So let's hope that everything goes as planned and nothing goes as disarrayed as possible. And I apologize that the audio is low. I woke up pretty early and I haven't been feeling too well, so. But as you can see, our weather conditions are fairly good, and let's start this. I have to say, though, that I love the cinematic feel and approach to like Shogun 2, even though it's not really a cinematic game. The speeches are pretty interesting, and I mean the scenery can really add to it. So, as you can see, we start across in this little hilly forested area, which is pretty good for us because we'll be able to mask our troops. So what we're going to do is we're going to form a line, like we normally do. We'll move them over here, move them back a bit so that way we can get everybody organized. Of course, as always, we'll have our archers positioned right here in the front, followed right behind them with our Yari Ashigaru. Get those guys lined up neatly right behind them. Put our general right behind the main force. And then we'll put our Yari Samurai on this flank. And then we'll put our slightly higher level Yari Ashigaru on this flank, since they're both more experienced fighters than the rest. Alright, that looks good. Let's ring the gong and see what the enemy does, and it looks like they are going to be moving to that hill. So we'll just adjust our troops a little bit, get them at that angle, so that way we can counter them if they do instead try to actually just bum rush us. I think our Yari Samurai are actually pretty good right there. If they do come, we'll just move them a bit back, just for statistical purposes. Then we'll move these guys a little bit farther out on this forested edge. And we'll move our general right there. So that way everything is good and organized. But as you can see, they're definitely going for that hilly spot, which is going to make matters pretty difficult for us since they do have two things of cavalry. A lot of enemy troops. This mostly Yari and one bow. We have the advantage of two bows, so hopefully this will go in our favor. But nevertheless, anything could go wrong. So what we're going to do is we're going to get these archers up there, forming that line. We'll have our main force of Yari Ashigaru right behind them. Then we'll take a Yari Samurai and put them right here on this flank. Put our general right behind them. Then we'll take this one group of Oda Yari. Then we'll put them in this forest line here. And make sure that nobody's running because we don't want anyone to tire themselves out. So we'll fast forward this. While the enemy gets into position, we'll wait for our guys to get into position. Here come our Yari Samurai and our general. Our bows and our Yari Ashigaru. I think all we'll be waiting for now is just our one little guy. And there they are. Everybody's lining up for the upcoming battle. Alright, we'll put this back to normal speed. And what will be the best way to attack them? They're a little bit more heavy on this left side than on the right side, but I think that might play out into our advantage if we can get them to rush us prematurely. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to move part of our archers over here. So that way we have a nice little line. But it actually looks like we're actually going to get the attention of their archers. So we're going to get both our archers engaged. We'll move our Yari up. We'll move our Samurai a little bit more that way. We'll move our general right behind him, and we'll move these guys up as well. So as you can see, our guys are taking arrow fire. The enemy will soon be experiencing arrow fire of their own, and it looks like they're Yachty charging down the hill to meet us. So like always, we will counter them with 2. Get them running, because it looks like they're going to have the downhill advantage. Block these guys off just in case they try to sweep around. Here come our men. Spear first. Our archers are making quick work of theirs. As you can see, they're marshaling down their cavalry right towards our line, and that's not going to be good. Move these guys up a bit. We'll move our general closer. We'll get these guys moved up. And we were too late to save our archers from that. This is not going to go well, and as you can see, their other cavalry comes in.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord.
As you can see, we're going to try to pull these guys back as quickly as possible. The archers are not doing too well. A lot of our guys looks like they're routing. This is not going too well for us. Get our archers to form back up. Pull these archers back. And it looks like, oh, we're not doing too good down there, so we better pull our cavalry back because that Yachty line needs to get out of there as well. One of their generals is already routing, which is pretty good for us. But we need to get that general out of there. Why was he charging? So as you can see, our Yachty samurai are pretty much cut off now. They're fighting valiantly to the death. But now they just got swamped by the enemy's cavalry. Get our guy moving out of there. All we can do is hope that some of our troops manage to rally, because it looks like a lot of their guys are also fleeing. Somewhat. But no, it looks like just mainly our forces that are routing. So as you can see, we only have 8 cavalry left. We have 62 Yachty Ashigaru that are still a little bit formed up that aren't retreating yet. As you can see, their general is going to meet us. So we will charge him with everything that we have left. And as you can see, their general is the first casualty of our cavalry line. But it looks like our general is pulled out of there. So as you can see, we do have 2 groups of Yachty that did not rout. though they're pretty close to it. As you can see, they're pretty darn tired. This battle's not gone the way that we expected it to go. And it looks like our Yari samurai got pretty much just butchered. As you can see, we'll move our guys up. It looks like we have one group of archers that still remain.
Their ally has abandoned them. Now we have them.
So as you can see, our last of our forces are moving up to engage that last group of enemy that hasn't retreated yet. So as you can see, here come their samurai. We'll charge them with our Yari, even though it might be a pitched battle. Spears are down, and they charge into their line. Hopefully we can try to do some damage before our guys pull out. But it looks like they're already pulling out. Looks like everything has pretty much gone astray. But as you can see, they've received a very costly enemy victory. Something that we weren't expecting, but you know, it still worked out in the end. We did pretty good damage to their forces, so we'll see what survived in our army and what did in theirs. The worst thing that can happen this early is to lose our one and only extra general. Alright. Hopefully this all goes well, and as you can see, we did take quite a beating, but so did the enemy. Out of their 1,000, they only have about 273 remaining, and it looks like our general did live and a few of our troops. So we'll pull back into the castle. And we are definitely going to need to recruit more men, because if they attack us, we might not be able to hold out. So we'll end the turn here. Get this all going. It looks like he's getting ready to go back into Tokugawa lands. So if we can stop that from happening, we will. As you can see, we mastered. We have a mission issued. We need to capture any province. And that's something that we need to think about doing in our next time, because this looks like a good stopping point. So what we're going to be doing now is just focusing on getting into the way of the spear. We'll focus on crushing what remains of the Tokugawa army, and we'll think about setting our sights northward to the lands of the Saito and try to take their land from them, so that way we can have a little bit more. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you like, and stay tuned for more Shogun 2 Total War Let's Play series, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Alright, bye.